Hello, Jean Kropper here. This is the meditative drawing session with the theme of circles. So we're going to be drawing circular patterns within a grid. I'll show you a whole bunch of samples that you can use for inspiration, and we'll go from there. Now, in interest of lowering your stress level, we're going to start with a breathwork session of square breathing, and I'll talk you through it so it won't be complicated. And that lowers your cortisol levels, lowers your heart rate, and also helps you focus. So your productivity goes up, your ability to focus goes up. And yeah, it's a very easy technique that you can use when you're driving, in a meeting, at a family gathering, just about any time that you want to clear your head of busy thoughts, lower your stress level, and also increase your ability to concentrate, to focus. Okay, let's begin. Okay, we're going to do some square breathing, and this is a wonderful technique for clearing your head if you've got a lot of busy thoughts. It's also great if you're anxious or just got a lot going on and need to lower your stress level. It also helps lower your heart rate and an awful lot of good things to improve your well-being. Okay, we'll be breathing in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, breathing out for 4 seconds, and then hold for 4 seconds. So again, breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold. I'm just going around in a square, making the square of the box. And as we go, we'll just draw squares in 3 rows of 7, and you can join in when you like. If for any reason the drawing is sort of too much for you to concentrate on, you can skip the drawing and just focus on the breathing. That's just fine. Sometimes the drawing helps because it gives your brain something to do and you can stay with it more easily. So that's entirely up to you. Okay. So we're just going to start drawing, and you can draw your squares small, large, whatever suits you. Okay. So we're breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Breathe in and hold. And breathe out and hold. Breathe in, hold. Breathe out and hold. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and hold. Breathe in. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out and hold. And just keep your brain with it and hold. Breathe out and hold. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out and hold. Just stay with it. Breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold, breathe in, hold, breathe out, and hold. Good, good. Breathe in, hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and hold. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and hold. Good, good. Breathe in, hold. Breathe out, and hold. 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Breathe out, and hold. We're almost there. Breathe in, 3, 4. Hold. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and hold. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold. Just keep your brain with what we're doing. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and hold. Let your brain have this quiet time. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and hold. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Last one. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, and hold. Okay, just return to your regular breathing. And hey, that just makes a huge difference. And just check in with yourself. See how your brain chatter is. Just notice it's level compared to before. Okay, and now you can just have a little bit of fun if you like and do a bit of coloring in and just add to this squares just for the fun of it. This is nothing in particular, but just doing whatever you like that seems like it might be fun. So this is a meditative drawing workshop after all, so you need to have a bit of a silly play once in a while. Let's see. I think that might do me. There we go. All right, okay. I hope you're feeling calmer and more grounded after doing the breath work. Okay, in this session, we're drawing circular patterns within a grid. The worksheet has many sample circular patterns to choose from, and you can experiment with each of them as we go. You're free to use these as inspiration or to make up your own variations. Okay, and when we work, I'm going to suggest that you choose 2 of these circular patterns for each drawing so that you can get into sort of a rhythm of the repetition. This means that your brain doesn't have to work so hard and that it can just slow down. Secondly, I find when I stick to a narrow number of patterns, it forces me to really look at them, look at the details. And then I come up with new variations that I wouldn't have thought of if I'd worked with just a wide choice of patterns in each artwork. Okay, first I'll show you some of the different artworks that we can make with this technique. And these are just done with two colors, just black and one pale color. So these are some variations. And these are real muted. Again, just two colors, and setting them out in a checkerboard pattern. And when you draw the same form over and over, you start really noticing the details of it. And then you start thinking, oh, well, what if I did this as a flatter, more oval circle? Or it wouldn't be a circle then, would it? Or what else could I do with the spiral? Or what if I did it one way and then the other way? And what if I did this with more little circles on it or less? And it starts you thinking and really looking at the details of what we're doing here. Okay, this is drawn in two colors again. Drawn as squares and then coloring in. So you notice there are quite a variety. We're just working with two colors in each of these. And yet there's a huge amount of variation of what we can do with that. Okay, again, just black and a very pale color here. And then what we're going to start with is these. So we're going to start with a pale color in a checkerboard pattern and then doing some drawing. Okay. Okay, as part of your worksheet, you've got all these sample patterns and you've got the grid. And then we want some markers. So we might use black and maybe one pale color. Okay, so yeah, and if you don't have black, that's fine. You can just use a dark color of anything. But yeah, a pale color and a darker color. Okay, let's see. I think I will use black. And any pale color, I might use a pale pink this time. Okay, so, and then after, well, first of all, we'll start off just drawing in the pale color in circles, and then picking one of these, we'll fill in the other squares. Okay, and we're going to play with this grid in a whole bunch of different ways. So we'll experiment. As part of your worksheet, you have a sample here of many different circular patterns, and then you have the grid that we're going to be drawing on. And for the first drawing, we're going to play with these in lots of different ways, so we'll do all sorts of possibilities. First of all, we're just going to draw circles in the squares in a checkerboard pattern in a pale color, and then we'll draw in one of the circular patterns in the other squares. Okay, so we're just going to pick one of these and a pale color for our circles. So we'll begin with that. Okay, I'm going to do pink for this one. There's lots and lots of different ways we can play with the grid. Yeah, and I'm suggesting that you just stick to a couple colors, a couple markers, because if you've got lots of choices over and over and over, then your brain's working and working and working all the time. And the whole point of this is just to slow down. Okay, so we've got the circles of well, it's going to be a pale color. I guess this is fairly bright. And then I'm going to draw with black in one of the circular patterns here. Okay, so what do I want to do this time? Let's see. I might choose this one. Okay. So I'm just going to work on that one. Now I might just draw some circles with a very pale pencil here to help me as a guide. You can do this or not. Okay. And I find if you give yourself time to do simple things or to be a little bored, and this allows your nervous system to calm down, your cortisol levels will drop. When you give yourself time to do simple things or to be a bit bored, you allow your nervous system to calm down. Your cortisol levels will drop, your heart rate will slow down, and then your mind and body can begin to recharge. So we'll begin. Okay. So just pretend that this is all that's going on in the world right now. Just stay with this. And getting creative can be a really powerful way to tap into an aliveness, an energy, a place of clarity when life events have blown you off course. You can give this to yourself. Repetition allows you to get a rhythm going. When your mind wanders, and it will, just gently bring it back to what we're doing together here. And you might draw faster or slower than me, and that's just fine. You can go at your own pace. And gradually you'll build up a pattern square by square by square. So take your time. Don't rush. Sometimes I find I'm trying to fill the whole page and keep moving, so just calm down. We're drawing as a process to slow down, not only to just create an artwork. And while you're working, just notice any sounds around you. And when you're drawing, does your marker squeak? Sometimes I find mine makes a little squeak noise. And notice other sounds around you. Sometimes I hear cars going by in the street. You might hear trees or pets or people around you, or sounds in other apartments. So just notice the sounds, and then maybe notice the quieter sounds. Is there a fan or a heater or something very soft? By paying attention to those details, it brings you back into the present and allows your brain to rest. Just enjoy the repetition, gradually building up a pattern bit by bit. seeing the squares fill up bit by bit. Just enjoying how the pattern's coming together. Okay, yeah. Good, okay, there's the first drawing. Okay, I'm going to do another one. Let's see, what shall I do this differently this time? This time I'm going to do the background color, or the circles in one color, and then I'll draw over them. So I'll draw in all the squares. I think I'll just use black, and yeah, the circles I'll do in a pale color, the same as before. So that was, let's see if we got that somewhere. Yeah, so I'll start like this, and then I'll color in. This time I'm going to draw the circles again in color, just the same as before, but then I'm going to draw over them and draw in all the squares. So I'll use two patterns, and I'm going to draw over the color, the pale color that I put in, and in the other squares. So something like this. So again, we'll go back to here and pick whatever pattern you want to work with. And the pale color, you can use a highlighter. Yeah, you can use just any pale color, whatever suits you. Yeah, I think I've got some solvent-based markers and some water-based markers, whatever you want to work with. Okay, so first do your circles, and then pick some patterns. Let's see, I think I wanted to use that one. Okay, so, okay, I think I'll begin with this. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Yeah. And focus on what you're doing as if it's all that exists in the world. Let everything else go for a while. And by staying in the present in this way, worries about the past or about the future fade for a bit. And this gives you time to recharge. You can pick up those thoughts and responsibilities later. And you can approach this any way that you like. I felt like doing the circles in the middle of the squares just to anchor me, and then go from there. You can approach this any way that you like. I'm just drawing these little dots. making my way around the grid. Yeah, this repetition allows you to get sort of a rhythm going, which can be rather soothing. And do just take this time to do simple things or get bored, because this, as I said before, it does just allow your nervous system to calm down, your cortisol levels to drop, and your heart rate to slow down, and then you can recharge. And just making dots, just focusing on that for now. And if you find your inner critic comes up and has a little voice saying, oh, you didn't get that quite right, or that's not neat, or just let that go for a while. Many of these drawings I've done 6, 10 times. You can just do them over and over again. You can throw out what you've done if you don't like it. You can keep them if you want to. It really doesn't matter. We're using drawing as a process to calm down. So the end results of the drawing, it doesn't really matter. You might really like what you do. You might surprise yourself, and that's terrific. But it's also just fine to throw them away. Yeah, just notice the texture too. When I'm using my marker on the paper, I can feel a certain texture of the pen or the paper. And you can also turn your paper around and look at it in different directions, or just to make it easier to access different squares. And just enjoy the simple act of mark making. And we're just taking this time for ourselves. Just slow down. And yeah, it's coming together. It's coming together. Sometimes I think, oh gosh, this is going to take a while. And then it's like, oh, okay, it's just happening. It's gradually happening, just coming together. There we go. Okay, so now I need to choose a second one that I'm going to draw in these squares. Okay, what will I do? Something that's a bit like that and a bit different. I think I might choose this one. Yeah, I might choose that one. Okay, so I think I'll start with the central square first, or circle first. Circle, it's a circle, Jean. I'll draw the central circle. That's good, okay. And then I'll draw these, and I might make a, well, no, I've got a circle there, so that's all right. Okay, and some of these are shorter and some of them are longer. You can do them more even, or you can alternate them. All those things are things you can choose. It's sort of interesting because when I start drawing these, then I start thinking, oh, okay, so I could do all of these the same distance from the center, these little circles, or I could go far out, in, out, in, out, in, and these could be smaller or bigger. There's lots of ways of playing with this pattern. but until I draw it a few times, I wouldn't really have thought about all of those possibilities. Okay. And don't worry if yours just doesn't look like mine. That's absolutely fine, because that means it's something that's absolutely uniquely yours. So you'll develop your own style after you play with things for a while, and that's just fine. But please let go of your inner critic, that little voice that says, you know, is that good enough or whatever? Just let that go and just let yourself play for a while. I don't know, as adults, I don't think we play enough. We get so serious about things, but we forget to just do things for the pure enjoyment of it. I think I've got more little arms on this one than the others. That's okay. Yeah, so already I'm doing some variations. This one's, I've got more arms on it than this one. So I'm just noticing the choices and how different they look. And you'll do that with whatever patterns you choose as well. Now let's see, with this one, maybe I'll make them all the same length. So I'm taking exactly the same pattern, but just varying it a little bit. Okay, so those are about the same length. These are all different, and I've got more arms on this one and less on this one. So they're all kind of the same, but all kind of different. So just have fun playing with that, and you can turn it around and work from the other side. And just work your way around. Okay, yeah, coming together. Okay, last square. Goodness. I think it's going to take ages, and then it doesn't. Okay, let's see. All right, okay, that one's done. Okay, so on this one we did colored circle in the background and then drew on top of it. This time I'm going to work with two of the circular patterns in two colors. So this was two blues. This one's a gray and a purple. So two patterns and fill the whole grid. Okay, and let's see, I think I'll work in gray and green. How will that turn out? I don't know. Okay, let's see. What shall I do this time? I might do this one and this one. Okay, that's a bit different. Okay, so I might start with the scribble one. All right. This is hard. You have to sort of be loose. It's quite different than being precise. Okay. All right. And then this one. Okay. So a big square, a smaller, and a smaller. Just looking at how they intersect. Venn diagrams from geometry class. Let's see. Okay. And you'll choose different things than I will, and that's just fine. That's not quite centered, but that's okay. Smaller. So you'll do the different variations. Just explore the ones that intrigue you. Okay, turn it around again. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and do turn things around because it's sort of interesting to look at it as a horizontal image. And you might like it better one way or the other. And you can turn it upside down from where you started and right side up. So yeah, have a look at what you've done and just see what you like about it. I rather like this one that I did before, so I wanted to do something with squares rather than colored circles. So I'm just going to play with that, and I rather like these. So I'm going to begin with that. I could also put a piece of paper on top of this printed grid, and I could probably see this through, and then I could draw my squares just on a blank piece of paper, and then I'd just have the colors and not the grid behind. You can also put this template on a window and trace over it if you want to. Oh, I kind of like that. Okay, now with these, I could color them all in. I actually rather like it the way it is, so I might leave it like that for now. Okay, I think I better do guidelines first. So I'm just using pencil to do some guidelines here. And you'll find your own way of working. Okay, let's see. Right, so I'm going to start with that. So larger circles in the middle. This is a bit like the center of a flower. And obviously you can pick whatever shapes that you want to do, but I wanted to play with the squares in the squares and then the circular patterns in the squares and just see what that looked like, because it's a bit different from what I've done before. So each of these times, each of these drawings has been a little bit different process. And each time we're working with the same patterns and same materials, paper and some markers, but coming up with quite a bit of variety of what we can do with that. I'm just going to start by doing these circles. It's nice to get a rhythm up with repetition. And just work my way around. Yeah. As I work, you're welcome to go faster or slower, or spend more time on one drawing and not do the next one. That's all up to you. The point of this is to show you lots of choices of what you can do, but what you want to do can be a different mix of things from what I'm showing you. Because I may come back to this and do a whole bunch of variations just on drawing these squares. Oh, no, I'm going to swap it around so that I don't smudge. Sometimes I smudge drawings when I run my hand over them. Okay, so that's starting to build. Okay, so here there were large circles in the middle and then smaller ones around the edge. Okay, so I might just play with that. And then at the end I can erase the lines that are there. Okay, oh, yes, there's something pleasing about this one to me. So just work at your own pace. Again, I'm just aware of the sound of the marker on the paper. So just notice the little details like that. And I'm just aware of how much pressure I'm putting on the marker. And then it's squeaking a little bit. I'm just sort of enjoying that. So by staying in the present with the sounds and the smells and the sense of doing these drawings, that means that I can let go of the past, let go of the future. I'm not worrying about anything else. I'm just staying with what I'm doing in the present. It gives my brain some time to just quiet down. Squeak, squeak. It's quite interesting, though, how a small number of inspirations, like this one page of drawing in a grid, can lead to so many different variations. And I've only showed you a small proportion of them. Okay, so I'm just working my way around, gradually building up the pattern. And bit by bit we get there. Okay, whoop, yep. Just working my way around. Drawing circles, little marks, making marks on paper. Yeah, I guess each little session or revision or addition, and then I look at it again and I see a new balance or a new mix. It's sort of fun. Okay, I'm making very small circles now around the outside. Actually, dots. Just seeing what that adds to the pattern. Sometimes you might find you do part of a pattern and then you just want to stop. Or you might do part of, you might do the whole pattern and feel like it needs a bit more of something. And you can add whatever you want. Just gradually build up. And as you go too, tune into your breath. Just notice how you're breathing. If you start breathing really shallow, just take some slightly deeper, gentle breaths into your belly. And if you can, while you're working, try breathing through your nose if it's comfortable, because that also lowers your stress level. It changes the balance of the carbon dioxide in your nasal passages, and it's actually a good thing to just lower your stress level. Okay, good. I'm enjoying this. Okay, building up here. Making my way around. All right, almost there. Yep. And sometimes I will have a plan at the beginning of a drawing, like, what I might put in here. But then after I do this part of the drawing, I might change that. I might go, ooh, actually, I think I'll do something different. So sometimes as you go, you might make different artistic judgments. And just have fun with it. And if you don't like what you make, that's just fine. You can redraw the part that you like and then have a different ending. Yeah, okay. What could go with that? Yep, I think I'll do some dots around the outside. There we go. And it's really nice to have this time to just do simple things and just slowly work my way around this pattern. And I can feel that my nervous system is just calming down and my heart rate is slowed and I'm breathing slower. So just feeling in a better space than at the beginning of the session. Okay, I might turn this around. And when you're working by yourself, yeah, you can hum, you can sing, you can talk to yourself. If you've got a pet, you can talk to your dog or cat or bird. I won't do that because that would be rather annoying. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Actually, I might leave that and just put another square inside this. And I might do a second version of this with a drawing in the yellow square. But at the moment, I'm just kind of liking something about this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I might take the dots out. Yeah, so do review your drawings at the end and just notice what you really enjoy about them and the little details that you made. And also I'm curious if you've done drawings like this before, or if this is entirely new for you. You might find that with these inspirations, you end up doing work that's completely different than anything you've done before. And this is just for fun, just for lowering your stress level, so you don't have to take it seriously. So we're sort of playing with positive and negative space. So negative space is the space around something. That's an artistic term. Yeah, okay. There we go. Yeah, this is filling up. Gradually, dot by dot and line by line, depending what you're doing. You'll have a different drawing than I will, won't you? Okay, getting there, yes. Oh, one more. Okay, let's turn it around. There we go. Might be done. You never know. Okay, yeah. So there we go. Look over the drawings that you've done and appreciate the work and acknowledge the effort you've made. Notice the details that came out just the way you wanted them. I mean, I like some of these. And remember that you can repeat these details again in another drawing. So savor the details and just celebrate the little things that came out right and that you're really enjoying. And also admire just how many different variations and different drawings you did with the same inspiration. So we've all sort of started with the same things, and your drawings will look different, and that's just great. So yeah, got the plain circles, the circles that we drew on, and then drawing in two different colors, and sometimes I like them horizontal and sometimes I like them vertical. So you can just play with these. And yeah, and if there's some things that you did that just didn't come out the way you wanted, just redo them. I mean, I think I'd probably change the colors in these and have just a bit more contrast. Or yeah, I might do that differently next time. But that's okay, because this is something you can do over and over and over, just as a process to calm down your brain and lower your stress level. So it's fun that you've got some drawings that you have completed at the end of the session. And some you might save and tack up on the wall or stick on the fridge, and you might throw a bunch of them away, and that's all just fine. Sometimes I save them because I like referring back to them and saying, oh, okay, I like that color combination, but I want to do different patterns. Or I like, I like this pattern, but I want to do different color combinations. So you can use them in that way too, to sort of say, okay, what will I do next? And with each of these sessions, like circles, you can do it over and over and over and do different drawings each time. So I've done this one at least 6 times, actually probably about 10 times. And every time I come up with some different combination, and I'm finding it quite captivating, and it's just a really nice way of unwinding at the end of the day or quieting my busy brain when I need to just slow down because I need to focus. I might take a 20-minute break in the middle of the day and do a bit of drawing and then go back to work. So all that's up to you, but I hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you.